welcome to the Arcade Buffet. Today we have a little bit of something different. Today we have a little bit of a PCB rework. This is a Galaga PCB for Anthony D. Well, what we did to this was, many Galaga boards have this issue. Actually, pretty much all of them have this issue. But it just, from when they were built back in the day, the sockets, when they were new, worked okay. But now that it's, 30, 35, 40 years later, they don't work so well anymore. So what you need to do is go through the board on the front board and the back PCB. You take them apart so you can get to both sides, take the ribbon cable loose. Is you go through and you replace all the socketed chips. Well, you don't replace the chips, you just replace the sockets. But what you got to be very careful is, a lot of these customized Cs right here will develop black leg rot. And many of them will get so brittle that they'll just break right off. I don't know if you can see it real well, but as an example, if you can see that pin right at the top of my thumbnail there, that pin broke off, so I had to make another leg for it. Well, the problem with these custom chips is they're not available anymore. So you got to be real careful. I got lucky on this board that it was that leg, and I think one more on the back side, maybe. No, actually that one didn't break off, but it was real, it's getting close. But being in new sockets, you'll never have to worry about it. So I got lucky on this particular one. I was able to refit another leg on here, so it works just fine. Well, what we also did was went through and replaced all of the capacitors that are on the board. There's a couple here in the audio section, those need to be done, and then there's a handful of them. There's one here for the smoother capacitor and another one on this side, so you replace those as well. I don't have axial caps, but radials work just fine. You just have to fold them over and make sure the legs are not touching where they're not supposed to, and you're good to go. So did all that, reflowed this connector and reflowed this connector, made sure everything was back in, and fired it up. It somewhat worked before, but because of the flaky sockets, it was intermittent reboot. But after a good reflow and all the sockets being changed, it's good to go. Now, some Galaga boards, this one is lucky. Many of the early Galaga boards, I think it was early ones, have resistor packs just like these. They all have the same resistor packs, but they're a lot more fragile. These are nice encapsulated resistor packs, where the other ones are not, and they break off quite easily. If any of those resistor packs are broken, the game won't boot. But as part of the service, if these boards have the other resistor packs, I will replace the resistor packs as well, because you do not want those old resistor packs on there. They're just so fragile, and if you bump them, they can break so easy. So anyway, it's all good to go now. I made a harness for it here, going to my JAMA test rig. So we'll plug it back in here, and we'll boot her up. I've already run this thing through its burn-in test period. It's already run for about 24 hours, and I've played it a handful of times, and it works great. So let's boot it up and see what she does. Alright, the dips on this one have all been set to free play. I didn't change anything from the owner. Everything is his, but I now have nice smooth sound, and the game plays just like it should. I'm not real good at Galaga, especially with this setup, but I've been able to play it all the way up to, turn the volume down here so that we can talk, but I played it all the way up to, I think, Parsec 9 or Stage 9, whichever one it is, and everything seems to be just fine. Doesn't have any graphics issues, no graphics glitches, nothing gets hot. Everything's good to go, so I will get it packed up and sent back to its owner so he can start destroying some bugs. So, if you have any questions or comments, please leave them at the bottom of this video, or shoot me an email at thearcadebuffet@gmail.com, or visit my site, thearcadebuffet.com. Thanks, and see you soon.